Good afternoon and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. I'm your host Griffin Kelton, and this is our first ever episode. Today kicks off our first series, Teas to Wake Up To, and our tea that we'll be covering today is English breakfast tea. But before we get started, let me show you what I like to heat my water up with. Call it a hot pot, call it a water heater. This is the Utility by Adagio Teas. One thing to warn if you are going to invest in a hot pot is that aluminum casing's really hot. It can actually burn your skin. The plastic handle doesn't get hot at all. Here's the on switch. It has a base that you set it on that heats it. It has an auto off, so once it has reached the desired temperature, it turns off. It has a flip lid, wire mesh by the spout, which if you really want to, you can use loose tea in here and actually brew it straight from here. It has a clear side right there of polycarbonate, so you can see how much water you have in here. And it brews anywhere from 3 to 4 cups, depending on how much you fill it up. It has an adjustable temperature setting, which I really like. Anywhere from warm to boiling. It also has 2 colors to code for green and herbal teas and black teas. We're having black tea today. So, English breakfast tea is a triple blend made from Kimum, Kenyan, and Assam tea. This is Twinings. You can get it at any grocery store for anywhere from $3 to $4. Great tea. They are bagged, so if you want to be a little bit more hardcore, I'd go for Adagio, which sells theirs online. The Kimum tea, which is the primary blend, is from the Anhui province of China. The second tea in the blend is the Kenyan tea, which comes from Kenya, Africa, and the third is Assam, which comes from the Assam province in India. That's what Twining uses. Adagio tea, instead of the Kenyan, replaces it with Ceylon, which is a Sri Lankan tea. Sri Lanka, before 1972, was referred to as Ceylon. That's the country's name. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's a cup of black English breakfast tea. It's a very rich and robust flavor. It's a medium strength tea. Very good for cleansing the palate, which is what the English aim for. Traditional English breakfast, a fry-up, would be fried bacon, sausage, eggs, mushrooms, and tomatoes. And after a breakfast like that, you need to cleanse the palate, all that grease and flavor. It's good. In England, they usually use cream and sugar. I like my tea black, but for the sake of you guys, I'll go ahead and review with tea with cream. This is the first time I've ever had cream tea, so it's a bit of an experiment. It's good. It's really good. Not as good as the black tea. It's a little bit milder, so if you're going for a little bit lighter palate cleanse, I would go with this. You can also sweeten it with sugar, which I'm not interested in, or agave nectar if you're a health nut. Another feature of black tea that most people don't know about is that black tea can help freshen the breath, particularly with meats, with bacon, sausage, any other meat. But those are the 2 particular to the English breakfast. English breakfast tea has 2 origins. 2 origin stories, that is. One is by the name, from the man with the name Drysdale from Edinburgh, England. It's rumored that he prepared it for his castle, and everyone loved it ever since. So that's one story. The latter story comes from a man by the name of Richard Davies, and from New York City. He had a tea shop called Cannon Tea, and he just started out, thought he'd put three teas together. That's how it started. That's the commonly accepted story. It's actually recorded in the Journal of Commerce by an English man, and that's the story that is generally accepted. I would definitely recommend this in the morning. Caffeine will wake you up. Have it after breakfast, before breakfast. Either way, it'll cleanse your breath, cleanse your mouth, freshen your breath, and get you started for that day. Get you out of that 7 a.m. grog. Once again, I'm your host, Griffin Kelton. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in next week for our second installment of the Teas to Start Your Day With series.